Hi everyone, this is Savannah from Not a Pickle blog. If you don't know me, my name is Savannah and I am someone that is very passionate about educating others about everything revolving around the Power Platform. Specifically, Power BI is kind of like my bread and butter. However, I also work for a partner, so I'm also becoming more and more invested in Business Central and anything revolving around analytics that can make you as a business user more efficient when you're making data-driven decisions. So today I just wanted to quickly pop on here and talk to you all a little bit about a feature in Business Central that I think is really cool. It's still in preview, but it is called analysis mode. I wanted to come on here and share it with you because if you aren't quite ready to make the leap into Power BI, but you're someone who has currently implemented Business Central, I think this is a really great tool for you to utilize if you're looking for a little bit something more when it comes to reporting and analysis. All right, so we're just going to go and head on over to Business Central. All right, now that we are in Business Central, we are going to go to our search bar and look for feature management. So feature management is a really cool page within Business Central where it allows you to actually try out features that are coming up. The particular feature that I'm showing today is still in preview, but the cool thing is you are allowed to try it out, dabble with it, and play with it for when it's fully released in the future. So like I said, the feature that we're talking about today is analysis mode. So for me, it is the second line here. We're going to go over to try it out. And what this is going to do is it's going to open you a new tab within Business Central. So as long as you stay within this tab, you are free to kind of play with this new feature. And what this feature is really aiming to do is it's allowing you to do a little bit more of an ad hoc analysis right from within Business Central. I think if you are familiar with Excel tables like pivot tables or using matrices in Power BI, you are really going to like this feature. So just starting off, I'm going to use the customer ledger entries as an example for analysis mode. So I'm just going to go search customer ledger entries. All right, and we have quite a lot here. So, if you're scrolling, there's a lot of data here. Sometimes it's kind of, it's overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming to see, all of these line items all piled here. And sometimes you might not know where to start. So with analysis mode, you can actually turn on analyze right up here. And what this is going to do is it's going to actually give you a preview of everything you just saw on your page. However, you might notice, it looks a little bit different. The interface looks different. And this is really where the analysis part of this comes in. So just kind of going over an anatomy of this page, you're going to see a few different things starting with your tabs. So each analysis, if you will be its own separate tab. These are something that can be, saved. So say you have multiple analyses. I have 2 tabs now. So say I wanted to create one tab that shows OpenAR and the other tab to show, I don't know, invoices over a certain amount or customer invoices that are below a certain amount. Whatever it may be, you can add an analysis as long as the data is present on that page. So let's go with the first example of creating an OpenAR analysis. And this will also tie into the anatomy of the page. So you might notice down below we have our total rows. This is currently what is available to me. And as we begin playing with our columns and our filters, you will notice that these change. So starting with our columns, And if you are familiar with Power BI or a pivot table, this might look very familiar to you. It really allows you to customize a view that works for the goal you are trying to achieve. So maybe I don't need, I don't know. These are all pretty good. Maybe I don't want the department code. Maybe I don't care for a currency code. Whatever it may be, I can take out. We are going to take out on hold, maybe message to recipient, all of these fields that may not be applicable to your analysis, you can just take out, and guess what? It will reduce the columns as you take them out, kind of like Power BI. So going back to the original example, maybe I wanted to create an OpenAR report. Now, you could just run the report in Business Central, but perhaps you don't like the layout, and perhaps you don't feel like generating this report using a data set within Power BI. So once I have selected the columns that I see fit, I can go over to analysis mode. Or sorry, analysis filters. We are in analysis mode. So analysis filters are exactly what you may think. They are filters that you can apply to the current fields within your analysis. So for OpenAR, we would want the remaining amount to not equal 0. And once we do that, you may have noticed the screen dynamically changed. So now this is showing you all customers with an amount that is a remaining amount that is greater than 0. If you wanted to kind of spruce this up a little bit more, go a little bit farther, you could continue to do that by going back up to your columns and adding a row group right down here. So say you wanted to view this by customer name. Customer name was not a great example, so let me go to customer number. There we go. Gotta love demo data, eh? So now we have our remaining amount by a remaining amount that is greater than 0 grouped by our customer number, which can be expanded down to show invoices that are still open with that customer. So that is the analysis mode in a nutshell. It's a really cool feature. You can play around with the order. So say you just wanted the customer name here. In this case, we don't have any because it's demo data. But you could also, move things around as you see fit. You could take things out in no particular order. It evolves as your report needs evolve. One other thing you can do is you can turn on pivot mode here. And this makes this analysis mode very similar to a pivot table in Excel, if you are familiar with that. So you can do a few more things here. I'm going to go ahead and keep that off just because it is my personal preference. And the last thing you might notice is that down here, our summary bar on the bottom has changed. So originally we had 445 rows and now we have only 22 rows. So that means all of our other customers, at least in this analysis, they don't have any OpenAR balances. The last thing we can do is we can name our tabs. So if I wanted to, I could call this OpenAR, rename it, and now it's set. The cool thing about this is your tabs are personalized to you. So if you created a tab in analysis mode against the customer ledger entries in your Business Central login with your login credentials, Susie from HR is not going to be able to log in and see the tabs that you've created. So it is a very personal way of reporting, but it can also be very beneficial if it's something you are looking at consistently and perhaps you may not have all of the need for Power BI, which I come from a Power BI background. I'm always going to advocate for Power BI. With this, you are not going to have your interactive visuals and a few other things, but it is a great way to do some ad hoc analysis if you are looking for the quick and dirty numbers. So I think this is a really great tool. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I really hope to hear from you and see how you enjoy this feature.